Welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat Podcast, y'all. I am your host, JoJo.
And I'm Tyra.
Ooh.
We're back, y'all. We had to take a little mental health break type of thing, you know? But it really doesn't feel like we ever left. Does that make sense? It was just 1 week.
I mean, it's always gonna feel long because it's a week.
I know.
But for us, so for y'all, it probably feels like forever because you wait once a week for an episode. But for us, I'll be feeling like we just recorded.
Right.
So when she's be like, oh, we gotta record, or that day, our drop day is coming, we didn't do anything yet. And I'm like, we just recorded. Didn't we just drop a whole episode? So.
But at the same time, sometimes I feel like I forgot what I talked about last time. I don't even remember. It was the whole fiasco with the drama. Was it that?
Oh, like the baby gays and stuff?
Yeah, the baby gays. That was the last one.
Drama.
Yeah, so much has been happening. It's been crazy. First, I want to start off with, by the time this comes out, I guess it would be a little bit of old news. But if you haven't heard, in Dominican Republic, there was an incident where in the club called Jet Set, the roof collapsed in a nightclub, and there was a live performance happening at the time by Ruby Perez, and a lot of people died. Unfortunately, it was a big shock because it's apparently one of the biggest natural disasters that has happened in the Dominican Republic. And over 231 people died, over 200 people got injured, and 109 people were rescued alive. And yeah, it just literally happened out of nowhere. Apparently, I looked into this, but it said that in 2023, the nightclub caught fire after lightning struck. And apparently they said that it was safe, but, it wasn't. And engineers indicated that apparently the roof wasn't supported in the middle, like in the center where the dance floor was. And they also had a lot of weight on the roof with heavy machinery and ACs and a bunch of stuff, which is why it just collapsed all of a sudden. And literally during a live performance, there's videos on it. It's been a little traumatizing to see those videos and pictures. I went on Facebook and I saw pictures of people literally squished like that. I don't know why they posted that, but I feel like in the Dominican Republic, these things are I don't want to say normalized, but I don't know. It's they don't, you don't do that. You don't post pictures like that. And I feel like sometimes they just don't realize that. I don't know. But I would hate to see one of my family members being posted on social media like that.
Yeah.
My sister actually knew someone who was there. It was a classmate who passed away. And I know someone else who had a family who was there. So it's just really crazy. And I think the saddest part of it is that everyone who was having a good time and was dancing were the ones on the dance floor and the ones that unfortunately passed away. So yeah, it's just so crazy. I feel like one day you're here and the next day it's just something's happening. So that week was just not the week for me, truly. It just wasn't. It was one thing after another. And then this is the week that you went on vacation. Tell us about your vacation.
Yes, I feel like we had two different
weeks.
Yeah. You were bombarded with a whole bunch of shit. And I won't say that I was bombarded with anything, but I felt like I don't know. I felt bad because it was you're dealing with all these things, and I think through how you say it, obviously me leaving you in this state is not something I'm comfortable with, but I kind of had to do,
right,
unfortunately.
Yeah, but I felt bad about that because I would never It was just a terrible timing, but it's like you already had this vacation plan with your mom. Um, and I also didn't want to bombard you with like messages of me feeling like sad. So
Hmm.
that's why I was like, I didn't want to text you too much or even wanted to be on FaceTime because I was like, I don't want her to see me like this. Like
Hmm.
it's just I'd rather just deal with it on my own or deal with it with friends. So I feel like I was talking to friends more often. Because I just was like, I'm not gonna ruin her vacation. Like, but I'm happy that we're able to do things like that. Like we're not codependent on each other. And like I'm able to lean on family and friends when I do need someone. And it's like, you deserve this vacation. Like you haven't been on vacation in how long? It's been like over a
Mm,
year. And like, yeah, we went to Colombia, but I feel like not that it didn't count as a vacation, but it was more city and you wanted more like a beach, like
yeah, it was a
relaxing.
different type of vacation.
Yeah.
Which I think it had been like longer than a year. It had been like a year and a half to 2 years since I've been like
Mm-hmm.
on an island somewhere, really just
Mm-hmm.
enjoying. Um,
The sun,
yeah,
tanning. Yeah.
yeah. So, but I felt bad. It was like, damn, like of course this would happen. I'm leaving, and it's just kind of like I'm stuck in the middle of like almost. I don't want to use the word abandoning you,
Mm-hmm.
but I just felt really bad leaving, and then it was just like through association because I obviously, you know, the things that happen to you obviously, matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it had an effect on me,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like I owed my mom this vacation, and I tried to be as present and as you know in enjoying as I
Yeah.
could, as much as I could with her.
Mm-hmm.
Also because of the situation that it's
Yeah.
like, damn, like you know, so many things are happening. I don't know when I'll have this time with her again,
Right.
type shit. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think like I had to kind of play both sides, but at the same time, I did feel bad not, physically being here for you. But I think that it was necessary for you to have your space, and like you said, turn to like other spaces and like people that you had.
Right.
Um, so thank you for whoever you know kept her above ground for those couple days that I was gone. Um, but vacation was fun. It literally came and it went. We were literally only there for 4 days, but I spent most of the time on the beach drinking mojitos,
She got a
and
little tan.
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
And I'm looking pale as ever.
You're not pale. Um, but it was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I had mad anxiety coming back though.
Oh my God, because being on the plane, right?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. Like when we initially left to go, I went to Mexico. Um I was fine. I went to sleep cuz it was like early anyway, like very early in the morning where we had like didn't even really sleep the night before. So I slept immediately on the plane and it
Mm-hmm.
was a good flight there. On the flight back, I don't know what the hell was going on. I think it was like just thinking about you had told me about the helicopter that crashed in New York, and then
Mm-hmm.
there was a whole that the DR thing with the
Mm-hmm.
roof, and
Mm-hmm.
it was just like too many things
Yeah.
like
Happening at once.
crazy. Yeah, it was on some Final Fantasy
Yeah,
shit
I'm
at
like,
this
what?
point.
I'm like, what's next? No,
Yeah.
because I was also nervous for you. I was like,
That's-
you know what? Like that would literally be the cherry on top for me. Like that would be like my 13th reason. Like seriously.
Girl. Yeah, so I like had mad anxiety going on that flight coming back home,
Mm-hmm.
that I had to like literally force myself to go to sleep. I said, "No, I gotta close my eyes. I gotta close my eyes because the things that I'm thinking could happen
Right.
are like I've never. I feel like I've thought like naturally you think about things that could go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but not to the intensity that I was thinking at that time. And I had never been in that position where it was like
Right.
I had that thought of like something going wrong,
Right.
but in such an amplified
That's
way.
anxiety.
So I was like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. So I had to put my ass to sleep. And even then it was like there was so much like I don't know what it was. I won't say turbulence. Like there was some turbulence, but there was like these little motions where we were like I felt like we were dropping.
Mm.
You know when you're like on a roller coaster or like
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
ride that drops you and your stomach like fucking
Right.
drops with you?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like. And I said, I've never felt that in a plane
Really?
or that much. Like it was freaking me out. Like the amount of times I prayed on that flight
Really?
is
But you know what makes me a little bit more nervous? When people start praying out loud. Like, please stop. Because now I feel like this is like some brujeria. Like, I don't know. Like, it just, honestly, when people pray out loud like that and then they start like freaking out, that freaks me out even more. Like, I would like silence.
Yeah.
So, in the last episode, I believe I said I was gonna go to Colombia, but that trip is canceled due to personal reasons, and I'm going somewhere else now with family, literally in the US still. Which is going to be much needed. And sometimes, you know what I feel like? Sometimes I feel like speaking about things sometimes brings like a bad juju. I don't know why.
What do you mean?
Like
Speaking of things before
it happens, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like I don't know why. And I heard someone who I think it was a couple too online where they said that they don't like to post during their vacation. Like they'll do it after because they feel like the internet brings like bad juju. Which is like that's like good discipline and like just good to be in the moment, because then you don't feel like, oh, let me post this and then edit it and then like, you know, it's like too much. You take a picture and then you put the phone away and call it a day and you're like,
let me tell you something. In my mind, I was telling myself I'm gonna like record mad shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do TikToks, I'm gonna do, you know? I didn't do shit. I did record for like my vlog. I just have not edited or did anything with it yet. But in terms of like TikToks, I probably made like one TikTok.
I mean, you did one at least.
Yeah, but other than that, I didn't like. I thought I was just I'm on vacation. Like I got time. I'm gonna make as much content as I can, and I didn't.
It's bittersweet then, because I feel like you didn't waste your time editing.
Yeah,
you just living.
But I just took like mad pictures and shit with my mom, so
yeah,
at least I got that.
That's good. Yeah, some memories, honestly.
Yep.
I'm sure she enjoyed herself too.
No, she did.
But anyways, we're gonna dive into today's topic, and I believe we spoke about this before, but who cares? We're gonna talk about it again. Love languages. So there's the 5 love languages, which are, do you know them?
I don't know why you fail yourself in asking me.
You know them. What's your love language?
At this point, I don't know.
I sing.
I don't know.
All right. Words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, quality time, and gifts. Do you feel like yours is the same still? Quality time?
Yeah, I think quality time is always going to be in the top for me.
And then after that, what?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like the rotations definitely be changing. But sometimes I don't know. Here's my thing. Does it change because you're not getting something and you realize that's what you want? Or does it change because you never got it and now you're getting it?
Yeah, so I read the book, by Gary Chapman years ago. And it was actually a book that I got through, because I feel like I start books and sometimes I don't finish it because it goes over different stories. And pretty much it says like your top love languages are what you got as a child or what you didn't get. So it could be either or. For me, it's acts of service. And then after that, maybe like quality time. I feel like.
Do you feel like yours have changed since?
Acts of service has been on my list forever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's going to change.
But like any of the other ones.
Oh, so I feel like gifts used to be like top for me. But I feel like now as an adult, it's like if I want something, I'm just gonna get it myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't care. So, but I feel like it's still thoughtful.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's my birthday and I don't get anything, I'm a little like that's weird. No, and honestly, like I've had friends who have dated guys and like this always happens. Like they'll be talking for months and then I'm like, "Okay, well, here's the test. Like Valentine's Day is coming up. I want to know what's going to happen." And if they don't do anything, I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know about him, girl. I don't
If
know.
they don't like,
I don't know about him." Like it's I'm not asking them to take them on a date. I'm saying like, can you get her something like flowers or like a gift, anything? I feel like if they don't do anything, y'all been dating for months. I don't know. I just feel like they don't really like you like that. That's literally like I don't know. I feel like girls are so thoughtful, and I feel like you'll be walking in a store and then you see something like, oh, I feel like they would like this. Like, let me get it for them. And I feel like sometimes men don't seem to have that trait of like seeing something and being like, oh, I think she would like that. Like, let me get it for her. I don't know.
they say, watch how they treat their mom.
Yeah, they do. It's crazy. But apparently, I saw this video on Instagram from Dr. Linda. She's a lesbian couples coach. You've seen her before, right? I remember you showed me one of her videos, but let me show you how she looks.
Oh yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
she said that there's lesbian love languages, which are literally very similar to the Gary Chapman's one. And number one says shared new experiences, especially in the outdoors, playfulness and laughter, cuddles, spooning, and spicy encounters that are not rushed, long talks and convos, and food and drink activities. I feel like if I can think of what you like, I feel like maybe like shared new experiences, especially in the outdoors, like if it's nice outside. Um, and like maybe food and drink activities. What do you think?
That's literally what we do.
Yeah. I mean, am I right or no?
I mean, yeah, because that's what we do. Shared experiences for sure. Because I do like to get into things, especially when it's like so nice out. Like I want to go outside. I want to go outside. Food. What is it? The other one, like food and something. Listen. I like to eat, so
Food and drink activities.
Foodsies make me like. You should see me at work because every time I eat something and we get food, I do a dance.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do. I have a food dance. It's nothing crazy, but every time I put food in my mouth, I'm like this.
And I feel like y'all be eating a lot. Like y'all be ordering out a lot.
We do. We always end up ordering some shit, but
damn, it's hard to be on a diet with them.
I know. Be down bad.
Eating at that time too.
I mean, I'm not eating during the day, so it really don't make a difference.
That's true.
But
it doesn't have to be just food and drink activities like outdoors. It could also be like making food at home and making a drink at home. The other day
I did that today.
Yeah, we did. The other day I made carne asada for Jojo, but it's not something that I really make. Like I don't really eat red meat like that, really. I feel like that's not something we really make. I don't know why. Well, first of all, you know what? It's because it's expensive. That's why. I feel like chicken is just a go-to. It's easy. We also don't do like fried stuff either like that. So I was like, oh,
I'll be real. I come from like growing up, I ate all that shit.
I did too.
I think like you kind of grow out of it. I think the older you get, not that you grow out of it, but you find other ways to eat and other ways to cook.
And easier ways, honestly.
Yes. But I think that because you're not able to eat like certain things or like somewhere along the way like your diet has to transition, that we kind of stick to
the basics.
Yeah. So gotta pick and choose when we experiment with food.
Yeah, I have a very sensitive stomach, honestly. And then I feel like I go through like my diets and things like that. So eating the traditional Puerto Rican and Dominican dishes is not something we do often. But I feel like I kind of like that because then I appreciate it. It's like I ate that growing up all the time.
And
So I
I
feel like when I
loved it
eat
every
it,
time.
I'm like, oh, I miss this, so fun, like so good. Like, or I'm looking forward to the
Yeah,
holidays because I know I'm gonna get that.
yeah. And I feel like you guys actually eat it way more often than I eat like Spanish food.
Oh yeah.
Cause like you guys have events every couple months where like you
Yeah.
guys are ordering Dominican food and shit.
Mhm.
And like I feel like your mom would cook
Mhm.
sometimes. So you
Mhm.
would get food. Where my mom, she doesn't cook as much, but I'm also like not close to be like, yo. But when I go home, I'll be like, Mom, I want this. And
Oh,
she'll be
she'll
like, I got you.
really? And she'll make
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, very like I'll tell her
Uh-huh.
every once in a while. I don't not every time that I go home, but I one of my favorite things that she always used to cook would be like white rice with
Mhm.
like white or pink beans and
Mhm.
then chuletas. She used to
Mm.
fry chuletas. Oh my god. And I haven't had chuletas in a minute.
Oh.
But anyway, I think like it's bittersweet because it's like, damn, like I don't get to eat that good shit all the time, but at the same time, I think it saved me because, girl, I'd probably be so much fluffier if I ate that shit on the regular like I used to.
Honestly, it's just not as healthy. And I feel like growing up, I think about it and I'm like, yeah, our parents wasn't really like educated on these things. They just ate whatever is in their culture. They don't care about the ingredients. They don't care how much salt it has in it. If it's good, if it tastes good, it tastes good and that's it.
Mm,
But I feel like that catches up to you. And we're
mm.
trying to live a long life.
Some live a long time
I know.
eating that way.
I know. And I mean, I wish I was one of those people, but I feel like my stomach is
Yeah,
so
not
weak.
it.
I don't know. And I feel like growing up, I used to eat everything, and I don't know what it is now that as an adult, things are just like, damn, that fucked up my
Mm.
stomach. Um, TMI. But um, I looked into like why, like, pretty much like love languages in lesbian relationships, and I feel like it had some things that I didn't even think about, and how you can implement them. And it says words of affirmation might include affirming your partner's identity and pronouns. I feel like that's not something that me and you think about because it's like we go by she hers.
Mm.
But I feel like in if you're in a new like lesbian relationship or just a queer relationship in general and the person has different pronouns, um and you're new to the community, it might take you some time to like get used to it. But I feel
Mm.
like that someone who does go by different pronouns would definitely appreciate that if you start early on. um then it says acts of service could mean supporting someone when they feel invalidated by a family member. Receiving gifts might involve toys that celebrate your partner's pleasure or a Valentine's card that defines traditional relationship norms. Um, Quality time could mean attending a pride event together or simply enjoying activities that make you both feel comfortable and accepted. And then physical touch um, can be a powerful expression of queer love in safe spaces. And I feel like these are things that straight couples don't really have to think about, like, especially with the physical touch. I feel like one person might be okay and open to PDA and then the other person might not.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like a conversation that you guys need to have of like, when is it okay and like why, what makes you uncomfortable? Do you feel like, is it the space? Is it just any space? I know that at first, like, that was something that I was uncomfortable with
Mm.
because I don't know, I feel like I wasn't out to the world. So I felt like people were like looking at me. It's so like so weird. But
Yeah.
like now I'm like I don't really care.
No, I felt the same way. Like
Yeah.
when I was in my first relationship, um, which was weird because it was like I I hadn't had like I experienced creating like connections and talking with other girls at the time when I was younger, but like I hadn't been in a full-blown relationship where I had, you know, those learning curves and the whole getting to know the physical touch and shit. So when I got with the person, they were all for that shit, but they were also straight at the time. And then when they got with me, they came out, but I didn't expect that to happen. I thought like
you didn't expect what to happen.
I didn't expect that person to come out to their family like it was
nothing. Right
nothing.
away.
Yeah, immediately. Like I don't even think that we were in the talking stage. We weren't even together.
Oh wow, she was jumping.
It was like weeks in, maybe like 3 weeks or something, when me and her started talking. And she was already like telling her friends, and like she told her mom, like her sister or brother, like she didn't care.
Oh, good.
And I was like, wow, like I admired it because I was like, damn, like girl,
I don't even think you were.
I wasn't.
Out.
Yeah, I didn't even. Nobody knew except for like very close friends, but like family or nothing. I wasn't like that out. It was kind of like if you knew, you knew. If you didn't, then keep guessing. So like she was all the way just like told it like it was nothing, and I was just like, damn, that's what's up. But I was like, what the fuck, like you're like new to this, like I'm your first girl type shit, and like you just out like that, like you don't even know if you gay for real. But
you know if she's still gay?
Yeah. As fuck though.
Oh, like she's like gay. She's like very masculine.
Oh well, kind of, sort of, but like I think she's like in the middle, because she always had like that feminine energy, but like a masculine, kind of like I guess how I am now. I would assume so. I don't know. I haven't fucking seen or spoke to the girl in years, but at least that's kind of how she was, very like feminine and girly. And then when we got together, she still had that sense of femininity, but then she leaned more into her masculine presentation. And then that's kind of how she's been since, at least the last time I seen her. But yeah, I for me it was weird because I was like, I'm not like, they were very touchy, physical, and I think I was still in that era of like, what is it when you're like internalized
homophobia?
Yeah, where I was just like, in my mind and in my heart, I know that I'm gay, but like if it's out there, then like it's too real, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. So that was actually my first experience like with a straight girl, like physically wise, because I've talked to straight girls, but that's just it. So I thought it was gonna be like one of those where it was like, all right, it could be low key,
and
so I don't have to write. But no, it was like she was on it.
She was, I'm not playing.
Yeah. So it was interesting, but it took me a very long time. Like that's why I always say it wasn't just with her though. It was like in other relationships after a while, like other people I dated, where it was just like, you know, you're not. You don't have that physical thing. To where like now that I do. But I definitely think that it's the people that you date. I think, in my personal opinion, love languages sounds great and all. I think that's just another thing for us to give a name to make sense. But I think that you don't just have one love language and that's it for life. Like I think it changes, and obviously, just like we're talking about today, there's other examples of love language. And I think for me, while I have one, you know, the ones that are important to me to have within a relationship, I do think that some, you know, change depending on who you're with, because I feel like I've said this multiple times that when I got with you, I became like softer, you know, lighter, more like lover girlish. And I wasn't like that. I was like, you know, like, yeah, I like you, like, but like basically how you are.
What?
Basically how you are. I feel like I'm kind of dating. I kind of feel like I'm dating myself. That I was, and like,
excuse me.
I don't want to say that it was a bad thing. It was just like, I think it's just how we grew up. Like, it's just who we are because of, our upbringing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but I just feel like I'm in the mirror in this era of my life where it's like I'm staring at what I used to be, and it's just like, oh shit. Okay.
A
Like,
Virgo dating a Virgo.
yeah.
Literally.
That's fun.
Very fun. What do you feel like well, we all know that like all love languages are like, we don't, like you said, we just don't have one. Like for
Yeah.
example, like I feel like if we had all the love languages but you never gave me a gift, I would be like, yeah, that's tragic.
Yeah.
Like it's my birthday. Like I would take a lollipop at least.
Something.
Right? Like I will find that a little odd,
Yeah.
So I feel like you could do all these things, but I feel like if you're missing one thing, it's gonna come up.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes you can't do one thing without the other. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel like I do, or what can I do to I guess serve you, or like speak your love language? Because I feel like a lot of times we try to do things that we like as our love language. Like we like to give love how we like to receive it,
Mm-hmm.
but the other person may not feel that because it's really not their top love language.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they don't see it as important.
That is exhausting. First of all, I just
What?
want to say that
What's exhausting?
the
What?
things are just so. I always think like us as people make things complicated, and we do, but at the same time, emotions and thoughts are complicated. Okay, so I feel like what you were just saying is like we love how we want to be loved, but that doesn't always translate because you have to think that like about the other person as well. Like both of y'all want to be loved in the way that you experienced it or haven't experienced it, and that's how what you want. And I feel like it's not, or maybe it's just me, I just feel like usually it's not vocalized how you really want to be loved. Or do you feel like most people do, or in your experience
I mean,
that it has?
if they're talking, I feel like if we're talking about love languages, yes, but I feel like if not, we talk about what you didn't do, and then it's like maybe it'll turn into an argument instead of it being like a conversation.
Yeah.
Like it's like you could be like, I could be like, like you haven't helped me. Like you haven't helped me do laundry in the last 2 weeks. I mean, that obviously hasn't happened, but I'm saying like I feel like that could start like an argument instead of saying like, I would really appreciate it if you can like help me do laundry sometimes, because that's an act of service for me. We do laundry every day here, folks. Okay.
Not every day.
I mean, I posted something and then like it got a lot of likes
Yeah,
and
that was
views.
crazy. It's just because we have more articles of clothing as women. I don't know
We
what to
really
tell
do.
you.
We really do. The
And like we work
bras and
out,
everything, and then the
and when you
working
go to the
out.
gym, you need another shower. You gotta come on, man. Take care
Yeah.
of yourself. Don't
Gotta,
be dirty.
gotta change like 3 times a day.
Yeah. I don't know about all that. But back to your question. It was that, is there anything
that I do or that I can do?
No, I can't.
You can't think?
I can't think.
Really?
That you can or have done for what? Yo, y'all should see.
Maybe I didn't ask the question correctly.
Okay.
What is something that I do for you that you feel like is your top love language? Isn't your top quality time? Or what do you feel like I could do?
Well, I guess for the most part, quality time we've had more of in the last, I don't know how long it's been since you left that job, but I think you getting rid of that burden
Yeah.
of like being stressed because of work and shit. It's allowed you to be more present. So
Yeah,
that's been good.
that's true. For sure. I just can't work.
Now I could be like, I'll come
I'm
home or
kidding.
I'll wake up and if she's home, I'd be like, yo, you want to go? And she'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, I love that. We could just be out. I don't
Right.
have to like wait for her to get off of work or,
Right.
some weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's been nice. But I was gonna say y'all should see me in therapy because she'd be asking me questions or be saying something, and I'll be like,
You said, what's the question?
"What was the question? I'm sorry. Could you like reiterate that? Could you reword that?" And she'd be laughing at me, and I'll be laughing at me too, girl, because I'll just be, I don't know,
I know we'd be entertaining her for sure.
for sure, for sure.
She's like, I don't know what I'm gonna get this week. We be telling her stories. Sometimes I'm like, we at this point we just chatting. Like we're not even talking about anything serious.
We just gonna have to start recording our therapy sessions and posting them as episodes.
Literally.
No, I'm kidding.
I feel like for me, I love when you try to make my coffee.
Heavy on the word try.
No, because I feel like, well, I just got a new coffee machine. It's an espresso machine. So I was shocked when you made the espresso. Because I was like, oh, I literally only showed her how to do this once and she already got it.
Yeah, girl.
I literally had to read.
Dumb.
I had to read the pamphlet. I'm like, I hope I'm doing this right.
No, it was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
But I again, because I feel like, okay, so I be wanting to do shit for you, but I feel like things are always changing for you that I just...
Oh, I'm just not predictable.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. The creamer will change. She's not eating gluten. She is eating gluten. I legitimately cannot keep up.
No, I'm not eating gluten.
I think when it comes to food,
I haven't ate gluten in over a year.
So I feel like when it comes to food and like treating you in that way, playing that active service for you, I feel like that fell off. I think in the beginning I used to do that, and then I think over the last couple of years your diet has become a little bit more tedious to where I'm just like, I'm just gonna buy something. I'm gonna see if she wants to go out and eat or something.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean that's good too.
Yeah. But I feel like it kind of takes away from like me doing.
Yeah, I mean I feel like sometimes I am like a picky eater, but it's not by choice.
Yeah.
It's like a health tragedy, literally. But not eating gluten has done wonders, and I tested it out. I'm like, let me eat gluten, and I feel like I have, and I'm like, oh no. I was like, oh nah. I don't want to eliminate it from my diet forever though, so that's why sometimes I'm like, maybe I'll have a bite or two, or maybe I'll have a croissant.
I mean, I'm gonna ask it here, but I feel like maybe we should ask it on Instagram. Like, how, like, as couples, do people like have different eating habits?
They really do.
Or do you guys like eat the same thing? Because sometimes I'm just like, me and you will literally just eat totally two different things.
Two different meals.
Yeah, like, or it's obviously it's because you can't have certain things, and I'm just like, well, this is what we have, so I'm gonna eat it because it's not gonna get eaten.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, it's like if I have a craving for something and I'm like, damn, like she can't have it, she's not gonna eat it, so it's like I'm gonna go eat that shit on my own, on like when she busy or she out, or, so it's almost like I feel bad, but at the same time it's like I can't feel bad all the time, just like you can't feel bad all the time that what you have to eat is what you have to eat.
Yeah.
But it does sometimes make you feel bad because I'm like, fuck, I don't want it to make it seem like I'm being inconsiderate because you can't have certain things, or like you have to eat a certain way and I'm just out here eating whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like for other couples, says that, like, how do you guys navigate?
Like, well, imagine people who are vegan.
Well, that's
like they like top of the line. Like, I feel like I don't know what's worse, like being vegan or being gluten free, because like both of those diets are not very specific. And I wouldn't say I'm gluten free. Like, I'll go to a restaurant and if it doesn't say gluten free on it, I don't care. I'll still order it
Mhm.
because it's not like, you know how gluten-free people are like, it can't be cooked on the same pan and it can't even touch it. Well, I'm not like that. I just don't give me no pasta, don't give me no bread. Like, I'm not gonna eat it. I'll eat rice and all the other things, but like I don't care about how it's cooked. Um, but like there's people who are truly like gluten-free, and if they cook it in the same pan, it's a problem. But honestly, you know what it is? I'm gonna just blame America for everything because growing up, I never had issues, and I don't know what they're putting in this food. But people who go to Europe and eat pasta are totally fine. But for some reason, we eat that shit here, and we're in the toilet. So it's like it's something in the food. I swear to God, it's something in it. The way that they're making things, everyone has like a allergy or has like a dietary restriction. Like it's insane. Um, but anyways, we went on a rant.
Mm.
Yeah. Do you want to go into a family meeting, or did you have any more comments about love languages or on any of that? There is a like if you want to get like your legit love language, there is a little test online that you can take, and it'll ask you a couple questions, and then it'll tell you like what your love languages are. But apparently they change, and I feel like you should look at like the top 2 or 3.
Mm.
Um, but yeah. All right. We're gonna go into the family meeting. This was an email. So it says, Dear Jojo and Dara, I listened to your podcast and would like your thoughts and your audience opinion on an ongoing issue in my relationship. I have been with my partner for 15 plus years. We have a home and kids together. Never had any infidelity issues. I enjoy going on vacation once a year with my girlfriends, and she does not understand why she is not able to attend our girls' vacation. The 2 friends I go away with are the same 2 friends that I know for many years, and they are hetero. They are married to men. My girlfriend says since she is a female, why can't she go on our girls' vacation? I do not think it's fair for me to have my partner on our girls' trip when they are not bringing their husbands. I also know the dynamic is different. If they want to tell me something really personal or about their husband, they would not feel comfortable about my girlfriend being there. I have chosen to continue these trips because it makes me happy and I am not doing anything wrong. She met me going on these trips. I have planned less of them because of how she feels about them, and when I do return home, she is cold for several days until she gets over it. Question: should lesbian couples be able to go on vacation with their friends without their partner? I'm interested to hear your opinions. We don't have many les friends. By the way, if she wanted to go away with her friends on a girls trip, I would not be upset. I trust her. Thanks in advance for your time.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Everybody should be able to have their own French trip.
Yeah.
Like, if there's anything I learned while being in this relationship is like, why wouldn't you want your partner to grow more into like, their
Yeah.
individuality? Like,
I've
why do
right.
we want that
Right.
codependency? Like, I feel like we didn't have to talk about not wanting that. I think we kind of led with not wanting to be so codependent on each other that
Yeah.
we kind of just made sure like, all right, well, I have friends, you have friends.
Mhm.
We don't have to be everywhere with each other. If you go out with your friends, you're hanging around your friends, I don't have to be here even if they're in my home. I don't have to be
Right.
here. Like,
Mhm.
like I don't know. I think we're very
That's what's crazy. This is like a topic of discussion even when going out to dinner. And if I invite my friend out to dinner, I'm inviting her out to dinner. I'm not inviting her man's.
mhm.
And like I feel like that's like an unspoken thing. Unless I say, let's bring our partners.
Mhm.
But I feel like for the most part it's like a automatic like like it's just gonna be us.
Mhm.
But I feel like the lines are blurred in lesbian relationships because they think it's like, well, she's a girl.
I'm a girl too,
I'm a girl
yeah.
too. Like, why can't I go? And honestly, I
Cuz
don't know.
that's not your friends.
It,
That's
right.
like that's not your safe space. You feel me?
Right. And it's like they could be your friend, but it's like they're your partner's friend first.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't ever forget that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like people probably get close to these friends, but it's like, but they're your partner's friend first, so don't forget
Mm-hmm.
that. um and honestly, sometimes I hear this often. This is not the first time, and sometimes I feel like, is our relationship different? Like, are we too individual?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like we do a lot of things individual.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that, I said this before, where it's like, maybe on social media it may look like we're doing a lot of things together, going to the gym, things like that. That happens maybe once a week, or maybe once every 2 weeks, where we're going to the gym together. But for the most part, we have our own schedule, we have our own life. um we have our own plans. Like, it's like, I'll make plans and then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing this. If you want to come, you can come. Do you want to come? Whatever. And you're like, whatever, I'll go or I won't go. Or And it's like, I don't know, like, we can't be waiting on each other to do these things either.
So I think like when in the beginning we spent a lot of time together, and maybe that's why, is because we spent so much time together, but we also lived together. So in the first like year and a half, because we dated for 8 months before we moved in together,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like we were far from each other. We spent a lot of time together. Cool. We moved in together. It was great. We spent more time together. But then I think we got to a point where it was like, all right, we done moved 2, 3 times now, and it's
Yeah.
like I live with you. I'm around you all the time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's almost like just kind of like a season change where it's like, okay, well, I mean, I still love you, but like, I can't. I just don't think that it's for us personally to be like, I need to be on you or around you all day,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not healthy for us,
Mm-hmm.
or like it just hasn't worked. Where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I need space from you, because if not, I'm gonna
Yeah.
rip my hair out. You know? Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
also, I think it's just asking too much of your partner, because now it's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, you're around me all the time, so now I have to be around you all the time, or I have to entertain you all the time, because like that's what you expect of me.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's like not fair sometimes. Like, you both need space and time apart. One, to miss each other, and two, to like give, to like be with yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we miss ourselves too. Like, she'll
Right.
be like, I got something to do, and I'll be like, bye, I'm gonna sit here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to sit in this house by myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Simple shit.
Yeah, but like, to answer her question, like, I feel like being together for 15 plus years,
Yeah, at that point it
it's
shouldn't even
like,
be an issue.
there should be like no trust issues if there's hasn't been any infidelity issues. And I feel like they need this. Like, this is literally like, go, like, get out of here, like, go and
Yeah.
miss me, go have fun. Like, I feel like,
Mhm.
I'm sure you guys are communicating often or every day, and I feel like that should be enough. Just communicating, text, calls, FaceTimes, whatever. um and yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be an issue. And
Yeah.
they should do the same. Maybe they can both go on trips during the same time, and it's like, that way you're not sitting at home wondering like what she's doing and what she's up to.
Yeah.
um but yeah, I'm all for that. I feel like it's really not a big deal. And um I feel like for lesbian relationships, they try to normalize this, but it's like not normal. Like, like, I have two friends that are hetero and they have husbands. I feel like if they were planning a trip, it would probably just be with me. Like, they wouldn't be like, oh, and your partner. Because then it's like, oh, is this a couple's trip?
Mhm.
Or is this us girls trip
Mhm.
doing another, a trip together?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, tragic. But that is all, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm literally forgetting how to say these things.
Yeah. Almost every episode now.
I know, girl. What the hell? All right, y'all. You know what I said, and you know what I meant.
Period. Hi, y'all. This dude's Bubba Goose.
Bye.